Hi, it's Pavel with the homework for Visual Basic. This is from a book, An Introduction to Programming Using Visual Basic 2012. All right, so and this is the project. We're supposed to write uh, a little program that basically calculates the cost of the meal. Now, the sample form, and the data came from the book. So the best way to explain what we are building is to show you my final product that is already built. So this is my final program. Basically, you have burgers, fries, and drinks checkboxes, and it's nothing is visible. If you click burgers, uh, options for burgers, including with the price attached to it, are displayed. The fries, and the same for the drinks. And you choose what you want. Let's say you want burger with cheese and medium fries, and let's say don't want any soda, and now you calculate the meal, and the meal is 788, which for 788. That's correct. You clear the text box, and again, you can choose from the menu by making visible only parts that you wanna choose. That's the exercise itself. Like this, you have a well, just like I said, you after the button is clicked, the cost of the meal should be calculated, but of course only the items that are checked, visible, are considered. So let's get to build it. All right, so here I am uh, in my Visual Basic, Microsoft Visual Studio. I already built the form. You don't really need to watch me build the form. You know, drag and drop. You know how to build simple forms like that. If you don't, then this exercise is already too advanced for you in the first place. So I will only show you, the coding part of it because, like I said, the form itself, you know, you can build it yourself easily. So, but just to show you, my strategy. This is the only clickable button. All these are just check boxes and option boxes. That's all, with some labels in them. The final text box is read only because we are not going to be editing it at all. It just simply displays the final cost of the meal. And actually, there is another button I almost forgot, and that will clear the text box. All right. So, what do we need to do first? Well, we need to find out. We need to put some functionality to the checkboxes. Remember, when clicked, that's when this is visible. If this is unchecked, this is not visible. So let's click our checkbox burgers. That's how I named it. And what do? We check if it's clicked. So if check uh, checkbox burgers not checked is true, well, when it's checked, basically, then we will display our group. This the choices for burgers is a group. The whole thing will be displayed. I don't have to display one at a time. When I display the group, all the options within the group will be displayed as well. So group uh, burgers dot visible equals true. And also, um, the radio button, the first one, will be checked as well. This is this is not necessary to do. I did it to avoid any error check-in, because if it's unchecked and you try to calculate, the prices, it may show some errors because it expects some kind of input. So by default, I'll give it the input right here. So if it's checked, make the whole option, all the options for burgers visible, and check the first item. Otherwise, the burgers are not visible. Equals false. So when I start a program, they're not visible. When I click it, here they are. And this is already pre-checked as well. When unchecked, checked. There you go. Visible, not visible. Okay, and we'll do the same for our fries. So if check fries is checked, then the whole group with the options for fries visible equals true, and we'll check the first radio soda dot checked equals true. In other words, it will pre-check my small soda, just like we did with the burgers. And if it is not checked, if this is not checked, make this invisible. The group fries that are visible equals false. And finally, let's do the same for the drinks. If group drinks is checked, didn't pick up the capital letter, then the group, oh, I'm sorry, not the group checked. If the checkbox, my bad, if the checkbox drinks is checked, then the group drinks visible equals true, of course, and we will pre-check the first one, which is this one. I did soda here. This is not supposed to be soda. This is supposed to be small. Small, because it's a small fries. That's how I named this. This radio button is called red small, and this is radio button RAD soda. So this is red small because the small fries. Right. So and the group drinks is visible, and the soda will be checked by default. So red soda that checked equals true. And again, if the checkbox is unchecked, then the group drinks will not be visible. So let's test that. Burgers we already tested. That works. Small is, and soda is pre-checked too. So there you have it. All right. So now let's do some calculations. In order to calculate things, we need to click the button, and that's where all the functionality will be. So I will declare a variable sum, which will be the total amount of the order. And now we have to check which one of these is actually being checked, because they each have a different price assigned to it. All right, so it's kind of tedious. There's different ways to do it. There's much more efficient ways to do it, but I'm just going with simple if statements, just so you can understand it easier. So if my check burgers that checked, in other words, if it's visible, then I have to calculate, the order from my burgers. So I need to nest it again. This one will simply check if it's visible, and this if statement will do the calculation. So if regular is checked, uh, then our sum plus equals, and what's the amount? 419. For regular burger is 419, so it's 419. Else if is else if because only one of them can be checked at a time. Else if red cheese dot checked, oh, these two are actually the same. So I can do if the burger with cheese or the burger with bacon are checked, the amount will be 479 for either of them. So if this one is checked, or if red bacon is checked, then our sum plus equals, what was it, 479? Let me see, what was it? 479. And finally, if the one with bacon and cheese, will add 539. Else if red cheese and bacon is checked, then sum plus equals 539. All right, well, I'm going to test it now. Obviously, we need to do the same for the fries and drinks. We will output the amount in the text box cost. The text will equal the sum, and I'll make it to string, because this is going to be obviously a double. So I will format it as currency. So let me check that. Burgers. If I click now, it should tells me 479, and it does. If I do this, it's the same. Well, this is 479 as well. This one is 539. It changes to now 419. So this works. So basically, what we have to do now is do the same thing for the drinks and for the fries group. So if check fries dot checked, so if, in other words, if the option is visible, if, again, just to remind you, if I check this is visible. So that's what we're checking. If this is checked, that makes the option visible, and now we can do the calculations. So if red small is checked, it's the small fries. What's the price? 239. So sum plus equals 239. Else if red, what was it? Medium, I guess. Medium and large. Medium 309. So if red medium is checked, then sum plus equals, and I forgot what it was already, 309, 3.09, and else if red large is checked, if the large drink is ordered, then we will add 4.99. No, 4.99 for large fries. Wow. All right. Plus equals 4.99. Finally, do the same thing for our drinks. So if our drinks are visible, if the checkbox drinks is checked, let's do some calculations. So if red soda and bottled water, if red soda, not small but soda, is checked, then sum plus equals, and I forgot what it was, 169. 1.69. Else if red dot water, we don't have water. What is this called? Red water. It should be there. All right. Oh, never mind. The bacon red water is checked or selected. Then sum plus equals, and I forgot again. 149. 1.49. And this is all. Oh, this one is checked. And this is all there is to it. Basically, we check what's visible. So let's do an order. 4.79 with cheese, medium 309, and bottled water. Calculate 9.37. Let's see if that matches. So 4.79 plus 3.09 plus 1.49, 9.37. There you go. Now if I change something, it should recalculate. Let's check that just to make sure. Plus 2.39 plus 1.69, 9.47. So the calculation seems to work fine. All I have to do now is click the clear button to, clear the context. So it's going to be basically text cost.text equals nothing. So if I do this, calculate a meal and clear it, nothing shows. So there you have it. Very simple code. Again, first we check which options are checked. If burgers are checked, this is visible. Then we can add the value for each option to our total sum. The same with fries and the same with drinks. If this is not visible, there's no need to calculate because obviously the order will not include any fries or any drinks or any burgers, depending on obviously which one is selected and which one is not. Then we'll click the button, calculate the sum, and clear button clears the text box for the next order. So this is the code. Very simple. Just a bunch of if statements. And here you have it. So hope it helps you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.